Ice Locked here with Nocturne Gaming, back with more Legends of Idleon, and today we're taking a look at the Clash of Cans Tower Defense. A couple of notes before we get started. First is use your Hunter, as you can have access to the talents like Stop Right There and Kung Fu Kick, which can really help crowd control and possibly get you a little farther in your waves. Second thing worth mentioning is your tower levels. You really want your boulder roller tower to be in the high 30s, if not into the 40s before doing Clash of Cans, otherwise you simply won't do enough damage. The rest of your towers should be in the 30s, but high 20s would also be acceptable, and your Kraken tower can be a little bit lower, but the higher it is, the more effective it's going to be. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and get started, and we'll summon our tower defense here. You need to run down to the bottom as quick as possible as the mobs will start, and we want to get our first towers out as soon as possible. So a boulder roller, and we want 4 of these in a line as quick as possible, as these mobs can be quite speedy here. Once you have these in there, we want to upgrade these to level 5 as soon as possible, and we want trait A this time for the boulders travel a little bit farther. Some of these towers won't be sticking around forever, but this is the best way to get started here. Once we have those 4 in place, we want 2 more boulder roller towers also on this first level here in a line. And we're also going to be selecting trait A on these as well. All right, we have a few more points now, so let's go ahead and put our party starter down, just kind of in between the second and third boulder roller here is a good place. And we want to upgrade this to have trait A as soon as possible for that attack speed. And then after that, we want to start placing down some lightning towers or storm callers. And our Stormcaller priority is going to be getting these to level 5 for trait A as well, as we're really going to need this for later mobs. And we can go ahead and place a second Stormcaller down now. All right, so we've got a few seconds before wave 21, and you may be a little bit later doing this, but we're going to go ahead and replace our first and fourth boulder towers. So we're going to get rid of those 2 towers really quick and place a few more towers here. So placing 2 Frozone towers here. And we're also going to place 2 more party caller towers up on this ledge here, and then we want to upgrade all of these towers to level 5 as soon as possible. Again, trait A for the party starter towers, and for our Frozone towers, we're going to put trait B on these to give the mobs a little bit longer freeze time and allow us to have more time to take down the mobs as they're running through this area. All right, we've got a few more points here, so we're going to go ahead and place a few more towers. And we want 2 Stormcaller towers up here to give us a total of 4. Again, on the Stormcallers, we want trait A, as we will really need that extra damage when we get to later waves here. So we're at the end of that wave. So our next setup is to try to get a little more attack speed out of our Stormcallers here. And to do that, we're going to get rid of a few towers and add a couple more party callers and things like that. So we're going to trash the 6th, 2nd, and 3rd boulder roller towers here. And our next step is to place our 2 party callers, and we just want them kind of in this area over here. And if you have enough points at this time, this is when you can go ahead and add in your Kraken tower here. You want it to be placed a little farther back to give your boulder roller tower enough time and your Stormcallers to do a bunch of damage before it gets past your Kraken tower. But we want to go ahead and upgrade these party starters and get our attack speed buff out of them. And then for your Kraken tower, we really don't need it here at this point, but we can go ahead and take trait B to push the mobs back a little bit farther. At this stage in it, the only thing we can really do is either add more lightning caller towers or upgrading all of our towers to 10. And I really recommend getting everything to 10 and then maybe adding in 1 or 2 more Stormcaller towers in this area to give you more damage. You don't want them on the ground floor, as any of the mobs that can explode and stun your towers will really take away the DPS here. But if you have your towers upgraded enough, you should be able to push past wave 50, depending on how high your towers are in your construction workbench. So if you make it to this point, the best thing that you can do is start summoning more of these towers here. You can place another Kraken tower up top if you want to for an extra line of defense, and I recommend placing it somewhere around here. This will allow you to have one more line to be able to take out these bosses, but this is basically if you can make it into the wave 60 to 70 range. Other than that, you just want to upgrade your towers as much as possible, and if you can get a few more damaging towers out, it should help you progress through the waves a little bit more. Well, unfortunately, it looks like this is the end of my run here. Wave 79, I just need more damage or another setup. So this might be the best I can do at this point. But I hope you can make some progress using these setups. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this type of content. And a huge shout out to our Patreon members that support the work we do. Thank you from all of us here at Nocturne Gaming. If you would like to become a patron and get some added benefits, check out the link in the description. If you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, please leave them down below for me, and we'll see you next time.